Well, it is Child Passenger Safety Week, and today 3 News got a demonstration on how to keep your kiddo safe. Peard, a prevention training coordinator at Driscoll Children's Hospital, met with us to stress the importance of child passenger safety. Even if you think your child is fastened up safely in the car, Peard says there are certain requirements every child has to follow depending on their age, weight, and height.
A child needs to be about 4 feet 9 inches tall and 80 pounds before an adult seatbelt will fit them correctly. So we are really wanting them to stay in the 5-point harness system as long as they possibly can till they outgrow it, and then we convert them to a booster seat.
And tonight at 6, we will hear from DPS and how they are doing their part to make sure every child is safe and buckled up.